So today we're going to propagate these rows from cuttings or with cuttings. So usually the cuttings are made from the plant after flowering. So you usually wait to flower and they usually die off, just like this. And then we take the stem, and the first leaf and the second leaf we remove because there will not be no growth from there, so no shoots potential, and you can it's very hard to propagate from that. So the lower branch is perfect. We're going to take this branch and count each leaf node. So 1, 2, 3 and 4, and we're going to cut just below the fourth one, just like this, and now we have a cutting. So today we're going to use these grounded bricks for our substrate for cuttings, and we're going to fill these spots up, so around that much, not too much because it will be heavy. So you can also use sand. This is just available for me now, so I'm going to use this because it's grounded quite nicely and it drains very good like sand would, and it's perfect for cuttings. So here we have our cuttings from the rows we picked earlier, and here we have cuttings that are already prepared, and here we have two cuttings that I will do preparing for the video. So here are the older cuttings that I took a month ago or 2 months, I don't remember. So we're going to check them on the end, but they look promising because they have new growth. So now let's make a new cutting. So first let's focus, just like this. We're going to remove the lower leaves, one and maybe the second one also, and then we're going to pick our scissors for pruning, and we're going to reduce the leaf mess because we are not going to water it every day probably, and it's better to have less leaf material, so it's less transpiration when the sun comes out. So here we have the cutting. We're going to make same with this one, but first we're going to take this cutting, dip it in, shake it off the rooting hormone, and then we're going to take our substrate for our cuttings which we picked today, and we're going to push it inside. So our substrate is a little bit hard because it has a lot of chunks like this, so it's not ideal, but it still works just fine. So the rose cuttings are very hard, they have hard stem, and they won't have a problem rooting and putting them in here. So I'm going to finish them, and then we're going to check the older cuttings. So let's check the cuttings. So I saw that all of the cuttings dried out or something happened to them, so this one didn't take, and also this one didn't take. So for this one I think it didn't get enough moisture, so you can see here. So let's focus a little bit. So it got out of the sand, so it had a callus, so it would grow roots eventually, but it just got out of the sand, probably because I looked at it too much. So, but let's go this on compost and check the ones that are still here. So let's pick one up. So this is the same variety that we just propagated. So just like this. So let's put it a little closer. Let's focus. So here you can see the roots, which are very healthy. So in my experience, the sand and the sand like material is the best for rooting cuttings, at least for roses. So we tried in soil or vermiculite with soil or perlite with soil, but the sand and the broken up bricks are the best material to grow and make rose cuttings. So we're going to use that for the future. So as you can see, very good results, very good roots. They are ready to transplant. So let's check if we have any date anywhere. So unfortunately we don't have any date, so we're going to just have some results without a date. So this is what you can expect in 2 months probably. So thanks for watching, have a nice day, and propagate some roses.